guys, Ryan the Nerd here, and you can probably tell from the thumbnail and the title, and if you're wondering how I got a hold of this specific set here, I actually got this for Christmas, but the reason that I did not mention this in my what I got for Christmas video that I posted like 2 days ago, the reason why I didn't show it off was because I completely forgot to even show it off. It was literally right beside me the entire time, and I completely missed it. And then once I found out that I completely missed it, I was like, I do not, because it's a fun fact, well, not really a fun fact for me, but I redid that video like 3 times, probably even 5 at most, that what I got for Christmas video, because usually these videos are just one-take wonders. But if I don't like a specific take, or I miss something really crucial to the video, then I'll just restart it. But the reason why I didn't mention this is because it is a pretty crucial thing to the video. And the reason why I didn't mention it was because I was really lazy and I did it 5 times. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just do a separate video on it and I'll just mention it in that review. So here we are. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Lego Star Wars Hoth AT-ST. So yeah, my dad actually got this for me for Christmas, so thank you, Dad, for giving me this. So this is kind of like a thing to redeem myself, because I completely forgot to mention it, and he's like, why did you not mention what the Lego set in your video? And I was like, I completely forgot, and I don't want to redo it because I'm lazy. And he's like, all right, whatever, just make sure that you mention it, that I got it for you. And I was like, all right, cool. So here it is. Here's the box. Pretty awesome. This is actually the Hoth AT-ST. Now, we've had some quite a bit of AT-STs in the past of Lego, but this is a completely different take on the AT-ST. I've only had one AT-ST, and that is the BB-8 AT-ST set, and that is quite a bit different to what we have here. Especially during the head section and the leg section. Mostly everything about this AT-ST is completely new, from my understanding. And it is quite accurate to the actual AT-ST that was used on Hoth. So, yeah. And if you're wondering, they actually used AT-STs on Hoth. Yes, they have, but it's actually a smaller, it's quite a smaller version, and it has a smaller, cockpit area here, and has longer, lanky legs, from the movie and everything. So this is quite accurate, but we'll get to that later when we actually get to it. But looking at the set, looking at the box here, this is I want to say this is a year-old set right here. On the back here, you got this really nice kind of medallion looking thing over here. Pretty awesome. Nice picture of the Hoth battle there. On the back here, you got some more cool features going on here. So yeah, pretty cool. And we'll get to the Pro Droid when we get to that as well. But it is just a really nice box. It's a very tall, lanky box. So this is a brand new set, and I'm quite happy about it. And by the way, you are going to see this up here because the AT-ST is quite large. So you are going to see that. But for right now, we're just going to bring our camera just a little bit lower here, and then we're going to take a look at the minifigures. So you actually get 3 minifigures in this set. Not including the Pro Droid. So let's take a look at that. The first one we're going to take a look at is Chewbacca here. Now, this is a new mold of Chewbacca, or a new paint job, I should say, because he has the Hoth snow on him and everything. So this is a completely new paint job from my understanding. And a lot of people, not including myself, are just like, why is he not more covered in snow? You're basically paying like a lot more money for the exact same Chewie figure, but which is some specks of white paint on it, because, well, actually in the movie, Chewie doesn't have a lot of snow on him, believe it or not. He actually has some of this actual snow on him, so it's not too much snow on him. And this is his new crossbow here. It is a stud shooter, so you can't just flick that. And I was hoping that wasn't going to go behind my review cloth, but here it is. And then you just put it in there. Very nice detail on it, actually. This is a completely new mold for the crossbow, and it's actually a stud shooter, so that's also good. And taking a look at Chewie here a little bit closer without the gun here. Really nice detail, like I said before. Very nice all the way around. I wish that he did have some arm printing, because he does have some leg printing, but doesn't have any arm printing. So maybe Lego will do that in the future, because a lot of people like myself have been wondering, why is he not have arm print? So hopefully they're gonna like listen to our criticism. But yeah, very nice painting, very accurate. Do love it. So put the crossbow back on. So that's Chewie here, where I'm just gonna put him. I'm gonna put all the minifigures right there for now. Then we have the AT-ST driver himself, and you can clearly see that he's happy to murder innocent people trying to save the galaxy. You know, you just love that. He's loving he's loving his life. Look at that, adorable. I don't know too much about this specific figure here, but what I can understand from other videos and stuff like that, he does actually have some leg printing, which is kind of cool and everything. Very nice helmet as well. I believe this is a new molded piece. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a really nice, cool looking piece right there. He does have dual faces, so he can be angry that, you know, the innocent people are fighting back, or he can be absolutely happy that he's killing innocent people. So that's the face that I like to use. But yeah, very nice detail on there. Very nice silver. It makes it a little bit more stand out. It also makes it reflective with the light, so that's awesome. And he does have accessories, but we'll get to that because I did put them in the AT-ST, and I don't want to take them out, but we'll get to that. And then we have this random innocent person trying to save the galaxy. Most people like myself were expecting a Hoth figure. That would be a really cool figure to include with this because it makes more sense because you do have the probe droid and you do have Chewie. Why is Hoth not there? Because on the box there, you could rewind it. I'm not showing it. You know what? Screw it. I'm showing it right here. You can clearly see that Chewie is shooting at the probe droid, right? But where's Han? Where's Han, huh? Because in the movie, he did they both, you know, teamed up and shot it. So, I don't know why they didn't include Han, but they just include this rebel here, and, you know, it's a pretty standard looking minifigure. There's nothing too exciting to say about her. She does have dual faces, by the way. You can't really see it, but she does have dual faces, so she could be angry that she's losing, or she could be happy that she's, you know, killing people, I guess. Really nice helmet here. I have a lot of these in my collection and just random pieces, so that's nice to have. Just standard backpack Hoth included. Very nice detail, though, on the actual torso itself. Very nice detail. You got the blaster, classic Lego Star Wars blaster there, so I don't know why they included this figure. I mean, to make it more diverse, I guess, but why include this character when you could include Han? And it just makes a lot more sense for the scene that's playing out on what they're trying to go for here. So, I mean, good job saving the galaxy, I guess. So, now we're taking a look at the probe droid here. Now, if you guys remember, I did take a look at the actual Lego probe droid set, like the actual really big scaled one. And I mentioned in that review that all of those Lego sets, of like the droid Lego sets up till the droid, the probe droid, they all included a small version of themselves with the big version. You know, you got like R2-D2, you got BB-8, you even got the goddamn Porg has a Lego minifigure. But for some reason, they didn't include a probe droid to go along with the actual probe droid. And there was a lot of people that, like myself, were also kind of confused and disappointed by that. And this is a new probe droid. Because that probe droid came out like before this set came out. So I don't know why they just didn't include the older version, or maybe they were just waiting until they got the new one, but I don't know why they just didn't include a probe droid small version next to the big one in that set. I don't know why, but here we are. And this is actually this is 10 times better than the old one that we got. It actually is actual gray instead of just being completely black. Very nice detail as well. It's actually quite accurate to the big version, believe it or not. So I'm guessing that's why they decided to wait, so it actually looks a little bit accurate to the actual the growth, the daddy probe droid, if you will. But you know, you got the little antenna there, all the eyes, you got even the little blaster there. You even got the little the arms and stuff, and very nice. They actually had these the Lego skeleton arms, but they're painted black. You give them more of a, you know, instead of just having these classic gray droid arms there, so it gives them more diverse in the arm section here. Then you can see, you know, you got the more legs, you got the blaster there, you even got the little claw there. They can move side to side. They're all unarticulated, by the way, and also the entire head section here can actually rotate, so that's awesome. Don't read into that. You're gonna watch me build. Wow, first Riley the nerd Lego build. Let me just... There we go. It's, yeah, it's not very sturdy, especially with these side pieces on, but it does look cool. I give it that. But also, the base that he's on, got a clear rod, going up to him. That sounds weird, but, you got the snow base there. And I'm actually gonna display him with the Big Daddy probe droid. So that's what I'm gonna do, instead of just displaying them all together like this, because I don't have any room for myself, so it's, an excuse to put a probe droid next to the big one, and also because I don't have any room, so it's a perfect combination. And now we're gonna get on to the main thing that everybody's been wanting to see. So we're just gonna move these guys to the side here. We're gonna take a look at the Hoth AT-ST here. Okay, so before we get on to the actual head, let's take a look at the legs here. So these legs are completely, they completely redesigned the legs here. The legs on the old AT-ST were completely new. They didn't have any of this really cool detail here. They also had stickers, I believe, on this section here, on this front section here. But now they actually have some actual parts that look like actual mechanical details, so that's great. And just like the other AT-STs, they all have liminal articulation in the legs, so they can only move forward and backwards. They can't move up here. There's no, there's no foot articulation. There's nothing going on here, so that sucks. But it's Lego. What can you do? And you still got the same detail going around, but they even included this really nice mechanical detail as well. So that's also really cool to make it more like battle damage, and you even got some armor plating on the bottom here. And then on the back here, you got the little nub that actually rotates the head here, but we'll show that. And he does stand, I don't know why I said he, it's a goddamn vehicle, so I'm thinking this is as a robot, not a vehicle, but it stands really nicely. It does wobble a little bit. I got some hair on here. We're going to lift this up just a tiny bit here. So here is the actual head here. And just like, I'll show a picture, or you could just rewind. But it is pretty accurate to the actual Hoth AT-ST that was in, Revenge, Empire Strikes Back. I almost said Revenge of the Sith for a second. But yeah, the legs on that AT-ST, the legs are a lot more lanky, and the actual head is actually smaller. And this entire section right here is completely accurate. I was like, why is there just giant gaps here? It just looks ugly. But once I looked at a picture of a Hoth AT-ST, I was like, Jesus, that actually looks like a Hoth AT-ST, so that's great. And then you can see some more mechanical detail on the back here, very nice, and you can see that nub. The head actually moves really smooth. At the last, I only have one, by the way, but the BB-8, AT-ST, it still has the same nub that actually moves the head, but it's actually, like, very, it's very, like, ratchet joint-like. So, but this one is completely smooth. It's not annoyingly, too tight to move, because that thing was really tight, so once you moved it, it was like, and I was like, Jesus, that's not good for Lego. I know I know what they were trying to go for, but this one just makes it more better, in my opinion, and it actually gives it more, like, a lifelike appearance than just, like, you know what I'm saying? Then you can see some of this really nice molded, not molded, but this really nice, gun here, this cannon here. So this is very nice. It's also very detailed with the armor plating on the side here. And it can move, up and down, very nice. And I like how they even use, like, the lance sword piece as an actual blaster, so that's cool. Then you can also see this little doodad here. I'm guessing that's another cannon. I'm not too sure. But since it is, an AT-ST, I'm guessing this is a cannon. If it's not a cannon, then somebody can let me know in the comments, but it does rotate as well. And then you have the front cannons here, which are on a hinge joint, so they can, they can move up and down all the way, so, very nice. But you think an AT-ST doesn't need more cannons? Well, guess what? You can see these little red bits here. These things can shoot. So yeah, this AT-ST is packed to the brim with blasters on it, so that's very nice. And then on the front here, it actually has the windows actually close there, usually on Lego ST-STs and just regular ST-STs in general. They always have the little windows open, but since it's Hoth, it's going to be cold, it's going to be freezing, so nobody wants to be freezing in a cold vehicle on a snow planet, so nobody wants that. Coming back to the actual top of the head here, you can actually see some more detail up here. You even got some railings up here. That's very nice attention to detail. And looking on the side here, on the AT-ST here, on the head, let me just lift this up. You can see these really ugly gaps here. And I personally, for me, I don't really mind them. A lot of people were like, why is there a gap in the head? It just looks weird. But you got to remember that these side pieces here are supposed to be at an angle here. So that's why they have these really ugly gaps here. Now, I guess they could have moved the actual head just a little bit upward here, but it's just going to stick out too far. But I feel like this is a perfect way that Lego could actually do it. Now, there is a complaint that I do have with this, is that it's not really connecting all that well, and it's just a lot of people, and it's everybody's copy has this, all right? So you plug the side here, so you have to build the sides of the head you have to build the sides of the head separately. That's what I was trying to say. But basically, there's this little connector bit here on the back here. You basically slide that in, and then you basically just have to sit it on a piece, and it does do well, but it's not as a solid connection of what I would like it to be. I mean, it's not floppy and annoying, but it's just a mild complaint that I have with it, and a lot of people do have it as well, so it's not just me. And also, let's go on to the actual cockpit. So the top section here can open here, but you also got this mini this is where you can actually stick a minifigure in here, so you can do this. You can make him stick out and he's completely happy of murdering innocent people. So you can use that the little hatch there. I don't know why I say cockpit, but this is the main hatch where you can actually look inside and actually stick him in there. So we're just gonna put the AT-ST down, and you can see the accessories that I was talking about for the AT-ST driver here. You got the actual, just a small little blaster there, and you can also see some binoculars there, and they are color coded, so you know which one. Then looking on in here, you can actually see the actual control panel there, and it's actually a printed piece, not just a sticker, so that's great. And then you can actually see the small little seating in there, so you can actually put him in here. Let me just get him in the seating position here. Then you just put him in there, stick his arms up first. You always got to get your arms when you're controlling something. So you just put him in there. Where is that going? Okay, there we go. There you go. There he is. There he is. He's sticking out there. Then you could just close it up, and now he's in there, and he's ready to murder some rebels. Hell yeah. But yeah, he's a pretty solid connection in there. It is pretty small for a cockpit, but it's small enough to fit one minifigure in there, so that's pretty awesome. That's good. But yeah, I gotta say this is probably one of the best AT-STs that I have, even though that I only have one, not including this one. But as an AT-ST set in general, I actually really like this set. And a lot of people don't like how this Hoth AT-ST looks in Lego form, because some people, a lot of complaints I've seen, it's too blocky, it's too ugly looking. But personally for me, it's Lego. It's not going to be like the most asymmetrical thing in the world, and it's not going to be and personally for me, I don't think it's ugly. I feel like it's just movie accurate enough with the actual lanky arms and the small head and everything. So they are trying to be, screen accurate. So I can appreciate that from Lego, because usually we all know that sometimes Lego is not screen accurate with certain stuff. So we all know that. So, but I feel like they did a really good job with everything with the actual legs. They upgraded the legs, they updated the head, they updated, the mechanical detail. They even updated the head spinning gimmick. So that's great. And they also included an actual good probe droid build-a-figure here, so that's awesome. But I personally really like this set, so thank you, Dad, for giving me this set for Christmas, and I'm sorry that I didn't mention it in my what I got for Christmas video. But anyway, that's gonna do it for me, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't care what you do, but you guys know what time it is. So, bye, guys.